Oh, one more thing, okay? I always upload our recording, okay? So Emily is always recording. So on my YouTube channels, okay, you can find our recording. So if you miss anything, okay, please use it. Okay? All right, great. Hi, Dora. All right, so we have everyone. So I want to start it. Okay. So any connection issues, any health issues? If you don't have any issue, you are ready to go. Please say yes. All right, thank you, Marshall. So Emily cannot hear. Okay, what happened? It seems that everyone can hear me. Okay. Emily, if you cannot hear, you just re-log in, log off, and re-log in. Okay. Okay, great, great. Oh, Hunter, your microphone is broken. You should buy one. Okay. I use the about how much is it? $20 cost microphone. It is working properly. Okay, greatly. So we are going to talk about this time. We are going to talk about very simple topic: choosing innovation projects. So you have multiple projects usually, right? Okay. Think about that in your organization, in your corporations. You have multiple projects. Okay. So, but you are constrained. You are constrained to push all the innovation projects. Then what are you going to do? You should select some of them. Okay. How you select them. This is the main point of this topic. Very simple. Some techniques, about 4 or 5 techniques are introduced in this chapter. You understand this chapter, done. Okay. All right. Let's talk about innovation projects. Announcements. So exam 2. So next week we'll have exam. And this exam will cover chapter 5, 6, 7. And next Thursday, we'll have presentation. Find the real case and apply what we have discussed in terms of technology and innovation. So your point, your main focus will be why some firms succeed, while others not. Okay. So it's easy, right? Okay, simple. So let's move. So this is the distribution of the last time over case, and average is a 6.63, 7.63 out of 8. Great, great. And standard deviation is 0.8, less than 1. So it's great. Based on these numbers, okay, I believe your performance is really nice, really nice. So if you keep this trend, okay, the distribution of your total, the final grade will be moving upward drastically. So most students will have A and B. Okay. All right, let's move. And work keys. So let's start with work keys. So your work keys is quiz. Please go ahead on Canvas. Then your work kit is available right now. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. Okay. So 10 minutes. 12:44. Yeah. Okay. Please go ahead on Canvas. Take one keys. I'm gonna mute my microphone for a while. Okay. But I'm here. Okay. Okay. Anybody needs more time? Please let me know. I need more time. Let me know. Okay, there is no one. Emily, you need more time? Okay. Okay, there is no one. All right, let's talk about that. Okay. Choosing an innovation project. Okay. Number one, the allocation of a finite quantity of resources of different possible uses is known as research rationing. I don't know what that is. Research rationing. Actually, many people say it's a capital rationing. Okay, it's a capital rationing. So usually you have constrained resource capital. So you need to allocate this capital. So this is a capital ratio. Okay, so this is false. Okay. Right, number two, the qualitative method, qualitative and quantitative. Okay, qualitative methods of analyzing new projects usually entail converting projects into some estimate of future cash returns from a project. What is this? It's not a qualitative, it's a number, right? Cash returns is a number. So how would you say this? Converting projects into some estimate, future cash returns.
It sounds more like quantitative.
Yeah, it's a quantitative. Okay? Specifically, it's a net present value or IRR or whatever. Okay? So it's a very basic finance technology. Okay, NPV, IRR. I do not replicate these techniques in this class because you already took the fundamental finance class, so you have a good sense about this. Okay. Number three, on calculation of its cost and cash flow, if the net present value, NPV, of a project is greater than 0, then it generates waste. Yes. Okay. So NPV is what? Future values, right? Bring into the present values. Then if this is greater than 0, then you take the project. Okay. Positive ROI. All right. Number four, discounted cash flow. Again, NPV, estimates of a project are only as accurate as the original estimate of the profits from a technology. Yes, it's true. Okay, that's true. Right. So it is the hard actually to have a good numbers. NPV, IRR is a theoretically is a good, it's good, but future values, how to estimate them? It's very hard. Okay, so that is one of the problem of these quantitative methods. Number five, from a real option perspective, we know this, real options. The value of call stock option is 0 as long as the price of a stock is more than the exercise price. No. It's true or false?
This is false.
Yeah, this is false. This is false, right? It's not 0, okay? Not 0. So real options too. The option theory, which is covered, this theory is covered by finance class too. Okay, so I'm not going to replicate this. Okay. Number 6, while the value of a stock is independent of call holders' behavior, the value of an R&D investment is not independent. Okay, so it's a dependent of the investor behavior. Yes. This is big difference between these two. Okay, and also this is the importance of human resource in R&D projects. Okay, knowledge, we talked about that. The source of innovation, where it's coming from? People and networks of people, right? Okay, so investors' behavior is impact the source of innovations. Okay, so investors' behavior is also impact the R&D investment. Okay. All right, number 7, the drawback to data deep envelopment analysis, DEA. DEA uses linear programming. Did you learn linear programming before in your operation management class? Anybody? Probably not. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, linear programming is not in undergraduate level. Linear programming. This is a very interesting techniques. Okay, with the linear programming, you can find the frontier lines. Okay, in the graph, okay, something like this, and you can find this frontier line. So any project is close to this frontier line. This is good. Frontier line. Okay. Frontier line. If any project is located close to this frontier line, this is good. You should choose it. Okay. This is the basic idea of DEA. Okay. Linear programming. I want to teach linear programming because it's a very, very interesting techniques. But all right, let me think about that. Probably I cannot find the time to do so, but linear programming is a really nice one. Okay. I don't want to skip it, but anyway, it does not allow comparisons of projects using multiple kinds of measures. So this is false. Okay. Actually, DEA, I talked about that. Frontier lines locate all the projects. Why? Because you want to compare these multiple projects. Okay? So DEA actually is allow, not does not. Okay? So it's false. Okay. All right. Any question, comment at this point? Okay. So you are ready to move? Please say yes. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's move. All right, easy topic, okay? Easy going. So we are here choosing innovation projects, okay? So last time we talked about strategic direction, and this is choosing innovation projects, okay? Then we are gonna have a test that covers these 3 chapters, okay? Let's move. All right, today's class activity is your discussion, of course, okay? Your team discussions. I just bring up a technology, okay? Citizen Echo Drive, very simple technology. I mean, the technology itself is not simple, but as an investor perspective, okay, how to evaluate this can be a little bit simple, okay? So let's share. Oh, I cannot copy it. Okay, let me pull up my PowerPoint, and then we can watch our YouTube channels.
EcoDrive draws power from a single source.
Let's go.
EcoDrive draws power from a single source. Light. Any light. Not only bright sunshine, but cloudy days, or even artificial light. EcoDrive converts light into electrical energy, which is stored in a rechargeable power cell, driving the motor, the gears, and the hands. On a single full charge, a citizen watch with EcoDrive can run for over 6 months, even if stored in the dark. resulting in never having to change your battery. Citizen Eco Drive, powered by light.
All right. Okay, how to remove this? Okay, all right, great. So, EcoDrive. Theoretically, this technology is simple. Any light, sunlight, any artificial light can be transformed into the energy. Then it moves your watch. Okay, this is EcoDrive watch. My watch. How much does it cost? About 100, about 200, something like that. Okay. So Citizen Eco Drive. When I first see this technology, oh, it was good. Okay, it can have a lot of potentials. Okay, so think about that. Just light, can move something if this technology develop. Okay, again and again. Okay, the light can move anything. Okay? So that's why I was interested in this technology. So now you're an investor. Okay, you are an investor, and meet with your co-investors. Okay, your colleagues, and talk about this technology. How do you evaluate this technology? And are you going to invest in it or not? Why? Okay, are you going to invest in this technology or not? Okay. All right. So I'm going to make your breakout rooms 10 minutes. Okay. So you can search up any information about the technology on the internet, but you just talk about this technology in a casual fashion, the fashion of casual. Okay. So please go ahead, meet with your team, and talk about this technology. Your breakout rooms are available right now.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. I believe your discussion went well. Okay. So Luke is typing something, so I want to see what he's saying. Okay, what's next? Okay, all right. So let's talk about that. You're an investor. Okay. So who is gonna talk about it? Okay. Anyone?
So our group talked about how there are a lot of positives to it. So the fact that there aren't circle batteries in it make it a lot safer for children and dogs. And also the 6-month charging or like the 6-month charge hold is like definitely a plus. We did have questions though about how many people or basically the amount of people that have an everyday watch is kind of dwindling with the smartphones. And so most of the time, if people are going to buy a watch, it's going to be more of a status symbol and they're going to go for something a lot nicer. So our group's kind of decision was looking into potentially if there was a possibility for them to partner with Apple or something to have some sort of capability where it is solar charged for a smartwatch. And if so, we would want to invest in that. But if that wasn't really a possibility, we probably would choose to not invest.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So the technology itself can have a potential, but the watch. How many people have a watch these days? Okay, it is negative. Okay, so think about that, Emily. When you have discussions, did you have some sense about the numbers in something like a future cash flow, something like that? It was very hard, right? It was very hard to think about the numbers, right? Okay. So we talked about MPV, IRR. Actually, these techniques need some solid numbers, but it is very hard to have numbers when we evaluate a technology. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Good points. Any other points? Any other team?
One point that we talked about was that if any other like watch industry, other small technology was using this same technology, if we would be investing directly in this company's technology or with the technology as a whole, that would kind of determine whether we would invest in the technology itself or with the watch company itself. And because if other companies are using the same technology and we only invested in Citizen watches, then it would be a different story. So we would have to evaluate that more to make our decision if we would invest or not.
All right. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Noah. It's a good point too. So it has a good potential. But Citizen itself, the corporation itself, okay, we need to think about it. Okay. So probably you can invest in other fields, okay, the potential of this technology, but not in the Citizens. Okay. So it's good. It's good. Okay. The one point I want to add up is there are some similar technologies. Actually, Citizen has Echo Drive, and also Seiko has very similar technology. Okay, so still it has a good potential. Okay, think about that. The automobile industry. If this technology moves tires, wheels, okay, it's a revolutionary, technology. So it has a potential, but still it has a potential. But we don't know the direction of this technology. Okay. So how do we choose this technology? Okay. Are we gonna choose or not? Any other point? Any other ideas?
My group briefly talked about how In one of the previous chapters, I had talked about how going green was green, and through some of the research that we were doing, like more people and consumers are leaning towards things that are more sustainable. So the potential for growth would be higher than a normal watchmaking company, just because this is an eco-friendly watch.
Okay, all right. So think about that. Okay. So in this case, we don't have any solid numbers. We don't have solid numbers. So we cannot use MPV or IRR, quantitative methods. Then Jesse was talking about some potentials, okay, or some use of technology. And if we assume we are experts in this technology, okay, we can ask ourselves, each individual expert, then make some ideas, okay, and make some, scores, each dimension of this technology, multiple dimensions of technology. Then we can use that information to evaluate this technology. This is qualitative method using experts. So you want to talk about that? Okay, good. So it doesn't. Okay, no. Just forget about that. Okay, any other point? Any other point? Okay, if we know the frontier line of this technology, okay, then we can compare with this frontier line and the citizens eco drive technology, okay, then we can choose, we can evaluate this technology in a better way. So this is DEA, right? This is DEA. So think about that. We already talked about some quantitative methods. In this case, it's not feasible, okay? And no data, okay? And we talked about some, the qualitative methods to select innovation projects. So probably your common sense is that this technology has a good potential, but it's not matured enough. Huh? So, but you are not gonna invest in watch industry, right? Watch industry. So that is a sort of common sense I can have at this point. Good points. So the purpose of this class activity is very simple. We want to talk about some pros and cons of the techniques that select innovation projects, quantitative, qualitative. So we already talked about most techniques, in this chapter. Okay. Any question, comment? Okay, so I want to move. If you're okay with that, please say yes. All right. Thank you, Molly. Look, Noah, Courtney. Okay, so let's move. Thank you, Jesse, Mallory, Malik. Okay. So my lecture won't be long, okay? Because I already talked about most topics. Okay. So your organization are constrained in capital resource. So you cannot invest all the projects. You need to select it. All right, select it. So capital rationing. Okay, you have to select it. Your projects. A lot of companies spends a lot of money, research, R&D as a percentage of sales, drugs, biotechnology, 60%, IT, okay, about more than 10%, okay, and machines, something like that, like this, okay. but still they cannot select, okay, a lot of older projects. Okay, so look at this: biotechnology, Roche, Pfizer, Novartis, Merck, Johnson and Johnson. Okay, so biotechnology industry, pharmaceutical industry actually spends a lot of money. Okay, they have many projects. They have to select them because one pill of medicine, it costs about $1 billion, and it took about 10 years from the start of project, the end of the project. So you cannot pursue all the ideas, okay? But they spend a lot of money, but still they need to select the projects. Okay. Then how to project quantitative methods. Okay. MPB. You're familiar with this. Okay. I'm not gonna replicate this. If you have any question, comment, please go ahead. Go to your finance professor. Okay, not me. Okay, and IRR. IRR is basically the level of interest rate that make you have a positive return. Okay, so IRR. Okay? That is IRR. So NPV, IRR is almost the same concepts. Okay. All right, these are discounted cash flow. So discounted cash flow is positive. You select the project. Okay, it will have the positive return. Okay, strength, weakness, strengths. Okay, it's logical, but it's a problem. Okay, data. Okay, it's a problem. Also, some strategic importance of project. Real options. So usually when you select innovation projects, you don't have solid data. So real option is what? You're not 100% sure about your decisions to invest in this technology. So you make a toe investment, a small investment, okay? And you see, okay, what happens. Then if something changes and you are sure this technology is good or not, then you go step forward. Okay. Invest or not. Okay. So two-stage decision-making process, or three-stage, whatever, multiple stages decision-making process. This is a real options. Okay. And real option, call option, and exercise. Call option is the option that make a further investment, and exercise price means when you make the second or the final decision making, that price is the exercise price. Okay. All right, so real options, we talked about my paper, so we know this. Options are valuable when there's uncertainty. Okay, so uncertainty is high, then you can use real option approaches. So in the biopharmaceutical industry, many companies use it, many investors use these real option approaches. Qualitative methods, screening questions. We talked about that, right? So we are experts, okay, about this technology. So you have some experts, okay? Then you just directly ask. Okay? Then you summarize all of these questions and their evaluations. Okay? These are screening questions. So based on their evaluations, the multiple dimensions of this technology, you can select your innovation projects. This is screening questions technique. Okay. All right. Then This is a map. Okay? You can use this conceptual map. Okay? Product change and process change. Okay? New or incremental. New or derivative. And go this way, go this way. This is a breakthrough. And this is derivative projects. So you can go this, diagonal. Okay. So you can all rotate. Your projects this line, okay, and this line or this line. So through up this line. Okay. Breakthrough projects, derivative project. Which one is more important? There's no one something like that. There's nothing like that. Okay. Most. Okay. This project is important, this project important, this project is important. So you need to all rotate your innovation projects, okay, throughout this conceptual map. Sometimes the breakthrough projects are important, but sometimes derivative projects are important. Think about that. Derivative projects. It contributes a lot of health of your research stream. Okay? Short term, you have a visible, performance. Then go. Okay? Breakthrough projects, you can, make a direction of your research streams. Okay? So both are important. So you have to harmonize these two extremes. Okay. All right. So this map is all about all locational projects rather than the superiority of projects. Okay? Make sense? All right, then Q-sort. Q-sort is a simple method for ranking ideas on different dimensions. Q-sort is really simple. Okay? You have multiple projects. Then you give scores. Okay? Then you rank. Okay? Which project is better than other projects? Okay? So number 1, number 2, number 3, something like that. Then you can select the highest. Okay? The projects. That's it. Okay? Multiple methods in combination, qualitative and in quantitative. Okay? So people have very good ideas here. Both qualitative, quantitative, both have its own, pros and cons. So people are trying to combine this. Okay? This. So sometimes qualitative information can be transferred into the quantitative method, like something like that. Okay. I like this project or not. This is a qualitative information. But if I give the number, I like this project 1. I don't like this project 0. Okay, 1, 0. Then this can be a quantitative form. Then you can use some techniques to analyze these numbers. Something like a regressions. Okay. All right. So this DA, data envelopment analysis. Again, linear programming. This technique is actually the the core idea of this technique is you find the frontier line using linear programming. Then, if any project is close to this frontier line, you select it. Okay, that is the core idea, the main idea of this technique. For example, you have these three hospitals. Okay, San Francisco, Catholic, Garden City. Okay, actually, these are real case of the Long Island in New York. Long Island in New York. I was working with San Francisco Hospital and Catholic, these two hospitals. So my MBA students were coming from these two hospitals, doctors, okay, one class, and nurses and practitioners, and they are the another class, one more class. So look at this. Which one are you gonna choose? It's very hard to choose it with these numbers. But if you have a frontier line, okay, then you just locate this each individual options, okay, in the conceptual map, okay, then the closest one will be chosen. Okay, this is the main idea of DEA. Okay, that's it. Okay, very simple topic. All right. So, any question, comment about this chapter? So, then
Give me just like a really quick recap of the internal revenue or internal return rate.
IRR,
Mhm.
IRR, you calculate the interest rate, the rate of return. Okay. Then, if this interest, the IRR, is higher than the interest rate you can have, you choose it. Okay, right? Because it makes more money. It makes more money that you can make with the bank interest rates.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. So, any question, comment? All right. So, please make sure. Please say no if you don't have any question, comment. Okay, great. Okay, great. All right. Then the next week, we're gonna have exam and presentations. Okay. So I'm gonna see you on next Tuesday. You did a great job today. Your discussion was great. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see you in the next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily. All right. Thank you, Jesse, Courtney, Noah, Shiver, no friend. Thank you so much. Okay, Mallory. Yes, you too.
You are currently the only person in this conference.